Okay, so the Waziri Adamawa, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, in the lead up to these elections, and in the lead up to him becoming the candidate of the ADC, his party, he had alluded to some issues that I think I would like to address. First of all, he's admitted that 2027 would be his last shot at the presidency. And I think that explains why, in spite of the fact that, the presidential seat is zoned to the south, he's insisting on participating in the election. Yes, he is right. He says that zoning is not in the Constitution, it is not recognized, it is only a convenient arrangement to ensure equality between the North and South since we returned to democracy in 1999. He is right. However, the group to which he originally belonged, the People's Democratic Movement, PDM, which later evolved into the People's Democratic Party, PDP, were the ones who gave Nigeria the idea of zoning. And this came, after we had those years of unrest in the Niger Delta with the movement for the emancipation of the Niger Delta meant, we had all the bombing and kidnapping because the Niger Delta felt marginalized, even though the region was providing all the revenue for the development of the country. So zoning was introduced as a way to make every part of the country feel a part of the governance, a part of the process. So Vice President Atiku Abubakar coming out now to say he doesn't believe in zoning because it's not in the Constitution is being clever by half. Yes, it is his last shot at the presidency because I guess age will rule him out. It is still his right to contest, but that doesn't mean that Nigerians will forgive him for going against the grain. And why do I say that? Because it appears that every time the presidential ticket is zoned to the south, we always find one northerner or the other who will, on the grounds of saying, we should go for merit, will take the form. But when it is the turn of the north, you hardly find the Southerners struggling to take the nomination form and the expression of interest form to contest the presidency. The other thing he spoke about, he said he doesn't think that an incumbent should be challenged by anyone from his zone. What does Atiku Abubakar mean by that? To my understanding, what he's saying is, for instance, President Tinubu is from the southwest, so he thinks it is wrong for anyone from the southwest region to be trying to contest the presidency in 2027. And that's strange because that has never deterred him. When President Muhammadu Buhari was going for a second term in 2019, Atiku Abubakar challenged him. So I don't know why he changes the rules as the game is going on. The rules of engagement keep changing. Since 1999, Atiku Abubakar says that there is a deficit for the North, and that also justifies why he's throwing his hat in the ring in 2027. According to him, since 1999, the South has ruled for 18 years, while the North has ruled for only 10 years. Again, I say Atiku Abubakar is being clever by half. And that is because he is being disingenuous by calculating how many years the North and South have ruled, calculating from only 1999 when we returned to democracy. That's disingenuous. Since 1960, when we got independence, that's how he should be calculating it. Don't cut corners and try to, be smart. In 1960 to 1999, that's 39 years. Let us look at how many years the North ruled in those 39 years and how many years the South ruled. Then we can come to 1999 to 2027 and then decipher North and South, the number of years. And I have the breakdown here. The Second Republic, 1979 to 1983, we had Shehu Shagari, from October 1 1979 to December 31, 1983. So calculate that. That's 4 years. The military regime, 1983 to 1993, we had Major General Buhari. That was December 31, 1983 to August 27, 1985. We also had General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida from August 27, 1985 to August 26, 1993. We had the interim national government in 1993, where Ernest Shonekan ruled from August 26, 1993 to November 17, 1993. Of course, you calculate the military regime between 1993 and 1999. General Sani Abacha, November 7, 1993 to June 8, 1998. And of course, General Atiku Abubakar from June 8, 1998 to May 29, 1999. So if we look at the 39 years from 1960 when we got independence to 1999 when we came back to democracy, let me give you the breakdown as I have it from my research. And I'm approximating these numbers now. I'm not going by the month because some of them are not up to a year and some are less, but I'm approximating. Abdulsalam Abubakar, 1 year. General Sani Abacha, 5 years. Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, 8 years. General Muhammadu Buhari, 2 years. Shehu Shagari, 4 years. Muritala Mohammed, 7 months. I also have General Yakubu Gowon here, 9 years. Of course, late President Umar Musa Yar'Adua, 3 years and something. So that's about 3 years. So altogether, we're looking about just under 40 years for the North. That's including from 1960 to date. We come to the South now. And from 1960 to date for the South, we're looking at a total of about 28 years. Shonekan had 4 months. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo, as a head of state, he had 3 years and 9 months. He later had another 8 years as civilian president. We had Aguiyi Ironsi with 6 months. Nnamdi Azikiwe also had 5 years and 4 months. And don't forget, while Nnamdi Azikiwe was the president, we had the prime minister too, Tafawa Balewa. So he also had 5 years and 4 months, 4 years now. So we're looking at a discrepancy of about, what will I say now, about 11 years, 39 years plus for the North and 28 years for the South. I don't know where Atiku Abubakar sees a deficit that is owed to the North if we calculate it from 1960. Calculating the number of years that the North has ruled this country and the South from 1999 is at best disingenuous. The North has ruled Nigeria consistently more than the South. So that excuse doesn't wash. It is your right to contest, former Vice President. Don't gaslight us by saying, there's a deficit. There's no deficit anywhere. Calculate it from 1960. That way, you will know that there's no deficit. So I don't know where the former Vice President is seeing the deficit he thinks is owed to the North, because that's what it comes across as. He's saying that the North is owed a number of years because there's a deficit since 1999. So, I don't agree with his reasoning on that, but I'm very curious to see what Nigerians and my viewers here think about that. You think he's being disingenuous by saying that, or you think he's justified? Don't forget, he is within his right. The Constitution is clear. He is within his right to contest as a presidential candidate. There are only 4 requirements in the Constitution. All the 4 requirements just say you need a platform. Once you have a party on whose platform you can contest, you go ahead. Nothing stops you on grounds of religion or ethnicity from contesting. So, we'll leave it at that for now. I think right now he has bigger fish to fry, with the ADC being one of the 5 parties that the Federal High Court says INEC should deregister. So we're keeping our eye on that, because it's very important to know if Atiku Abubakar will be in that presidential election in 2027.